ரொம்ப கேவலமா இருக்கேன்னா hello ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening ma'am. Shall we start ma'am?
Yeah, we can start.
So good evening to all. We have assembled here for the Sunday International Workshop on Python programming. Ma'am, noise on your side. Organized by Sri Vidyodhya College of Education, Akman Foundation and Seva Academy. So we welcome you all to the session. We welcome our resource person, Sangeeta Mahalingam. Welcome you, ma'am. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, we can start the session. The session is yours. Thank you very much.
Okay. Is it my voice is audible, ma'am, and the screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So far, and okay. So these are all the important concepts of hoops. Let us see what are all those. Please see this diagram. Don't see this hoops concept in Java. All the concept is we are going to see in Python also, and see what are all the concepts. So first is class, object, data abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are all the 6 pillars of uh, OOPS concept in Python. So all this concept we are going to see with the example. And let us see what are all those one by one. Let us see what is class, what is object, what is data abstraction, what is encapsulation, and what is inheritance, and what is polymorphism. We see it one by one and see what is class. We say class is a collection of object. Then what is object? The object is an entity that has a state and behavior. Means you imagine that you are going to build a home. Okay, you are going to build a new home. Okay, so you have some imagination about your home. You have the blueprint for your home, that you have the exact design. Okay, you want to build the home in that way. Okay, you have the design. Okay, so that is known as class. The home is not real. It doesn't exist in the real life, but it is in your imaginary. Okay, that imaginary part is known as class. See, whatever things you are writing inside the class, it will not come to the real time entity. Okay, when once the object is created for that class, your class will be come into the reality. What is object? A simple thing. Don't compare with this definition. Generally, I'm saying what is object according to science. Object is what? Which you can see, which you can touch, which you can feel. Object can be anything, like a table or chair, anything, anything. Okay. So you think that there is an imagination. In your imagination, there is a chair. But you want to design the chair in the same way, you want to create it using some wood, using some designs. You all want to create, you want to make it reality, you want to make it existence. So that is known as object. The imaginary house is your class. And if you want to make your house real in your life, what you have to do, you need cement, you need sand, you need people to build your home, you need money to build your home, and many things, many requirements are there to build your to bring your home into reality. Okay, so your class will be on imagination. Once you create object for that class, then only your class will be coming into that existence. So this is an example I'm giving for you to understand what is class and what is object. But come to here, what is object? Any entity that has a state and behavior is known as an object. Okay, or else what is class? A collection of object is called class, or you can say it is a blueprint. It is a logical entity, anything, however you can define it. So so this is called class and object. And what is inheritance? When inheriting the feature from one object to another, inheriting the feature from one class to another class. For example, uh, your parent, we are parent and child are there. Okay, the child will be inheriting all the features from the parent. Okay, that is known as inheriting the feature from one class to another class. If the parent is having the diabetic, then your grandfather is having the diabetic, then definitely his son is going to have the diabetic. So inheriting the feature from one class to another class. So that is known as inheritance. And polymorphism, if one task is performed in different way, it is known as polymorphism. Okay, if one task which is performed in different way, I'll show you that. With this polymorphism have two types. One is function overloading, okay, then overriding. So you have two concepts. One is overloading and overriding. And come to the abstraction. Hiding all the internal details and showing the functionality is known as abstraction. Means you are going to the ATM machine. Okay, we are all using the ATM machine. Okay. What is happening? Simply I'm going and putting my ATM card, and I have 30,000 in my account. I want to withdraw 10,000. So immediately I'm getting the message like your balance is 20,000. How it is happening? What are all the inner things happening inside that ATM machine? We don't know that. Okay. But as a user, it is not required for me. What is happening inside? What is my goal? I need 10,000 from my account. That's it. I don't want to know what is the internal mechanism which is happening inside the ATM machine. See, I am the developer. I'm going to develop the code. Okay. I don't want to showcase all my original code to the user. That is unnecessary. That is unnecessary. We are going to the supermarket. We are buying some things. Okay. They are nowadays, they are not, they are using the machines, computers to organize for the billing purpose. They everything, because we are lot of queues are there, lot of people are using for supermarket to make the work simple. They are using some systemized, organized way. They are using some systemized way. As the as the user, I'm just going and buying the products. I don't want to know what is the system they are following, how they are managing. Those things are unnecessary. I'm buying the products. I'm going to pay for it. That's it. I don't want that internal mechanism. I'm buying the car. Okay. Simply, I want to know how to use the car. But I want to know what is gearbox, what is ABC controls, how to put the left indicator, right indicator. Only these things I know, but I don't want to know as the user. I don't know what is happening inside. So that is known as abstraction, showing only the essential details to the user and hiding all the unessential details from the user. Okay, so that is known as abstraction. Take the WhatsApp. Actually, it is an app. Okay, it is an app. Okay, we are using the WhatsApp. I'm sending hi message to my friend, and she is receiving that. Okay, only that I know. But what is the code behind WhatsApp? What it have written? I don't know anything. And how they are doing this? How it is making the communication so quicker? It is not necessary for the user who is using that WhatsApp. Okay. Simply, I'm sending the messages. The opponent is receiving the messages. That's enough for me. I don't want to know what is the logic was written in that code. So that is totally unnecessary. See, for the user, we are showing only the essential things. We are hiding some unnecessary things which is not required for the user. So that is known as abstraction. Okay. And finally, the encapsulation. So encapsulation means binding or wrapping the code and data together into a single unit. That is known as encapsulation. See, class will be there, object will be there. So both are going to work together. Then only the class will come to the existence. That will be happened by the process of encapsulation, binding the code and data together into the single unit. For example, you take the capsule. We all know about the capsule tablets. So once you open the tablets, that capsule tablet will consist of a combination of different medicines will be mixed in that, and then it will be put into the capsule. So binding the similarly, encapsulation means binding the data and member functions together into the single unit. So that is known as encapsulation. I hope you understand all this. So once again, I'll give you the quick recap on it. And what is class? A class is a blueprint or it is a collection of objects. You can say it is a logical entity. So object means it is any entity that have the state and behavior that is known as object. What about inheritance? So inheritance means when one object acquires all the properties and behaviors of a parent class or parent object, it is known as inheritance. Let us see what is polymorphism. If one task is performed in different ways, then we say that as a polymorphism. And see what is abstraction. Hiding the internal details and showing the functionality is known as abstraction. And finally, what is encapsulation? Binding the data members and member functions into the single unit, which is known as encapsulation. So these are all the main pillars of OOPS concepts in Python. Let us see one by one with the example so you can understand what is class, what is object, and remaining all the parts in it. Let us see it by one. Once again. Once again, I'll share the screen. The same thing for your understanding, I am representing with some diagram. Okay. So again, the class is a user-defined data structure which binds the data members methods into a single. Before I have given a single line code, but come here. Okay. So to understand this, you see this diagram. Okay. So this is known as class. Okay. So this is known as class. What is a class name? Here the class name is person. Okay. And what are all its states and what are all its behavior? So for what are all the states? Or if you are taking the person, what are all the things we will ask to that person? The name of the person, what gender he is, and what profession he is. Okay, so that is known as states. And what and a person can maybe he may be the working person or he may be the studying person. So what are all his behaviors? There is a two functions. One is work and another one is study. Okay, so now for this class, I'm going to create the object. First one, see, the class name is person, right? And what are all the states he have? Name, gender, and profession. And see here at the right side, objects, I'm going to create the object for this class person. So the name is Jessica. Okay, we have three states. The first name is Jessa. Okay, and gender is, and she is a female. And what profession she is? She is an engineer. Okay. Okay. Work. She work as a engineer in ABC company. Study. She study 10 hours a week. Okay. Even the working person also can do the study. Okay. So they may study for their to update their profession, or they can do some extra degrees. So that is possible. And using the object, it is not that you can create so many objects for a single class. Okay. And see the second object, the name of the person is John, gender is male, and what is his profession? His profession is a doctor. And behavior is, we have for two functions. One is work and another one is study. Okay. So work is what? He works as a doctor in XYZ hospital, and study, it should be he study 50 hours a week. So that's it. See, can you see at the right side? Instance variables. Instance variables. So the first object they are creating is P1. Okay. Because the class name is person. So they have they kept the object name as P1. Okay. So you see, object name is user defined. You can keep any name here. It is as your wish. Okay. And class name is also user defined. For a class, you can keep any name. Okay. So, but for the example here, I kept the class name as person and object name is P1. Okay. For I have created two objects. So for P1 is the first object. So in that, I'm getting the information of Jessa. She's a female. Her profession is engineer. And as the second object is P2, here I'm getting the person detail for the second time. The second person detail is John. He is a male and his profession is a doctor. Okay. So this is a single class, but I'm creating two objects for this class. Okay. I'm just getting two-person information for a single class. See, you can create n number of objects. For example, you can create 50 object to get the details of 50 different persons. Here I have created only two objects, that is P1 and P2. And I'm getting two-person informations. Okay. And similarly, you can create a single class and you can create 50 objects. It is not only 50. As much as you want, you can create n number of objects. There is no limitation. You can create so many objects and you can get the different information according to that. Okay. So I hope you are clear for it. And one more example they have given, car. A car is an object. So what are all the properties you have in the car? So color of the car. So it is blue color. And sunroof. So some cars may have the sunroof and may not have the sunroof depending upon our budget. And what is the price of the car? And what is the brand? Who is the manufacturer? Whether it is Audi or Suzuki or Tata. So who is the manufacturer? So if we are going to buy the car, we will have some budget. It is according to us. Okay. So if my budget is 10 lakhs or second person budget is 15 lakhs or the third person budget is for 50 lakhs, for all the people budget, the cars are available on the market. Okay. But the class name is car. So we have, according to the buyer, the features, the advanced features, and all the remaining thing is going to change. Okay, so second example. First example, I have shown class and object. I have shown person details, and second, I'm showing for the car. Okay, see here. So this is what I have explained for that diagram. Class name is person. Its status, name, gender, and profession. Behavior is working and study. So I'm going to create the object one. Okay, so using the above class, we can create multiple objects that depict different states and behavior. Okay, so object one is Jessa. Let us see what is the state. So I have three states here: name, sex, and profession. So Jessa, female and software engineer. And behavior is, we have two functions, working and study. So this is what we have done here. And in the object 2 is John. So state, we have 3 state: John, male, doctor, and behavior. So this is what we have seen in that diagram, and I have given the clear explanation for the class and object. So without object, your class will not come to the real-time entity. Okay. For example, one more example I'll tell you. Okay. There is a class. Okay. Class means it is like a container. Okay. You can see in the ship, we have so many containers like that. A class is a container. So, okay. So you take the home. Okay. We invite our guest. The class have so many features like public feature, private feature, like that. Okay, you have the guest at your home. Okay, they may permit to be in the living area in a hall, or you may permit them for the bedroom and for the toilet and for the cupboards. Okay, but you won't permit them to see your cupboard where you have all the financial things and jewels and some house important documents, legal documents. You won't allow them to see all those things. You will put a nice safety locker, right? So class is a container. You give certain permissions for your guest to be in your home, to access the rooms, toilets, and living area, garden, but you won't give the access for seeing the personal things or financial things or important legal documents. You won't give permission for them. So similarly, the class may be public or private. Public means if you are declaring your class in public, then all the class can see your class, inherit the features from your class, everything is possible. But if you are making, because this is called as access modifiers, if you are making your class as private, then no one can see your class, no one can extract your class, or no one can inherit your class. I mean, inheriting from one class to another class is not possible. It will be like a sealed one. So there are so many things are there to only see what is class and what is object. So many things are there to see. Okay. So this is a syntax for class. Okay, syntax for classes. First, you need to put class name, sorry, class. Then you need to put class name. And whatever statements you want, you have to mention inside the class. Okay, this is a syntax. And I'm going to give you the example for the syntax. What now? I have given the keyword, which is known as class. And what is my class name here? This is a syntax. Next, I need to put the class name. Here, my class name is student. Okay. Keep the colon and name. What are all the statements I have? I have two statements. Okay. One is name. These are all data members, or you can say in your understanding, you can say variable. But in the technical term, we say this as data members. Okay. Name and age. We have two data members. So name, I have given tutor Sangeeta, and age I have given as 30. Okay. So this is a syntax for class. Let us see what is a syntax for object. So object name, okay, equal to class name. And if your class is having for argument, you can give inside that brackets. This is a syntax for object. Let us see what is that. So object name, what is here? What is here? Object name. Okay, object name, what I have created is yes. Okay, equal to class name. What is a class name here? My class name is student. So here it is student. Okay, open the bracket and close the bracket. And if your class is having for argument, you need to pass here. But in here, my class is not having for any argument. So I no need to pass anything. I can make this class, I mean the bracket as empty. Okay, empty. So S is equal to student. This is a function of. Let us see how it is going to work. Okay. Let's see how it is going to work. I'll open the Python. Go here. Go here. And for Python, just expand this folder. Click for the ID and the environment. And what's this? Here too. I'll open one new file. Okay, I'll save this file first. I have the folder in my desktop. The folder name is Sangeeta, and here I'm going to save my file. I'll say, oops, one. Okay, I'll save this file. Now the document has got saved. Give me 2 seconds.
Ma'am,
Screen is visible.
no ma'am, no ma'am.
Check it now. Is it visible?
Empty. Oops, screen, empty screen.
No, that's okay. I have opened the Python file. Still, I didn't type anything. Is the screen is visible?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Ah, okay, fine. First, I create a simple class and I create one object that will do it now. Few seconds. Okay, okay. Let us start. So we already know a class is a blueprint for creating objects. We are going to see for class. And here I'll put you. A class is a blueprint for creating objects. It defines set of attributes and methods. So this is known as class. Let us see how we are going to do it. Put the class. Okay. So this is a keyword. So according to the syntax, first you need to say the keyword class, and so according to the syntax, so next you need to tell for class name. And here I'm going to have for person. Okay. Keep it here. As we see in the diagram, same I'm going to create it. Okay. As we see in the diagram, I have explained. Okay. I have explained you with one diagram, right? Same we are going to do here. So class. So class name is person. Okay. Now here I'm going to take for name. So one second, one second. Okay, here I'm going to take for the name. Okay, so what are the three parameters we have taken? We saw there. One is name. So another one is gender, and a third one is profession. So this is what we have seen, right? So these are all the three parameters at the initial we have seen. So so this is the thing. So name we can give like what's that? So name we can give like what is the Jessa, right? Jessa, and she is a female, and her profession is she is an engineer. So that's it. And we have two more functions. What's that? One is work, and another one is working, and another one is study. So one is work. So we have work. It's a function, right? So keep with the code. Okay. So if it is a function, definitely you have to use the define keyword. So in the yesterday's class, we have seen about the function. So define keyword is must to create the function. Okay, fine. So define keyword, and here what message we need to give? Actually, she is a working as, yeah, I'm going to give one print statement inside this. Okay, so inside the diff keyword, so I am going to give the print statement here. What's that? She is working as a software developer at ABC company. So that's a message I'm going to give here. She is working as a software uh, developer at ABC company. So that's it. And okay, fine. So I'm going to use for one more function that if you want to declare the function, then you need to use the keyword which is known as define. We have already seen in the yesterday's class. So another function name is study. Okay. Open it, keep colon, just give one statement, print. Okay. Print. She studies 2 hours a day. So that's all. We have created the class. Fine. We have created the class. Now we need to create the object for this class. Okay. What is the syntax for creating the object? Simply the object name. So P1 equal to class name. What is my class name? Person. The class is not having for any argument, so I am simply creating the object. That's it. Okay. So now, so using, see, now for this class, I have created the object. The object name is known as P1. So now this object is having all the authority to access that class. Okay. To access the attribute inside the class, to access the function inside the class. So it has all the authority. Okay. Okay. So for example, if I print here. Okay. Print. Okay. I want to print the name here. Okay. This name, this gender and profession. I want to print it. So simply I say P1 dot name. Let us see whether it is printing the name or not first. I'll save this file and I run this document. Yeah, it is printing the name. Perfect. Okay, that means, see, for this class, I have created the object. What is the step? I'm creating the object, or else I'm creating the instance for the class. The technical term, creating instance. Instance means object for the class. Okay. So you can give it like this. You can say p1 dot name, and here I say, what is that? She is a female. And if you are printing name, you are printing name, and you are telling like is a, and I'm printing her profession here. What is her profession? Yeah, p1 dot profession. So p1 dot profession. Let me just run this. See, design engineer. Okay, so if you want design engineer, okay, okay. Design engineer. Okay, so by using the P1, you are accessing this data members, and you can access the member function also. See, by using the P1, you can call this function. What is this function name? Work. Okay, so you can call the function name P1 dot, you can call the work function here. Okay, and as well as P1 dot, you can call the study function also here. So we have two functions, right? One is work and another one is function. So these are all technical terms. We say these three as attribute or data members or data, anything you can say. You can say these are all attributes. Okay. You can say these as a data members. So anything you can say. Fine. So P1 dot work and P1 dot study. Okay. Fine. Let me run this. Let me run this and check how it is working. So it is showing some error saying that person works takes zero positional arguments, but one was given. Let us see what's that. Okay, so in Python, you need to mention the keyword which is known as self. Okay, inside this function when you are using in class and object. So this is syntax. So just put self here. Okay, that means it is not carrying for any argument. Okay, it's not carrying for any argument. Just run this. And okay, it is perfectly working. So first thing, Jessa is an engineer and she is working as a software developer at a company. I mean, it is calling the work function and here it is calling for the study function. She studies 2 hours a day. Okay, perfect. So this is how your class and object works. For this class, okay, for this class, uh, we have created only one object. Okay, and I have already said for a class you can create so many objects. Okay, you can create n number of objects for a class. Let us see how to do that. Um, just put, I take the same program here, but for the first time I have hided this. I'll put the same program here. I'm not going to change anything. Instead, I'm not giving input here. Okay, I'm not going to give input here. At the time of creating the object, I'm going to pass the inputs. Okay, for the three things, I'm not going to give pass any input here. Only at the time of object creation, I'm going to get the input. Okay, uh, I take this. Okay, so P1 dot person. So this you know, class name is person. Okay, class name is person, and it consists of three attributes: name, gender, and profession. And for the three and things, you don't have the input here. Okay, for example, you don't have the input here. Here you can say name instead of she. Okay, just I'm putting she is working. Then this whatever name I'm giving in the object, that will be assigned here. The name will be assigned here is working as a software developer at ABC company. Software profession. I could call the profession here. Okay, what is the profession? I call the profession here. I hope you understand this. I call this name and profession inside this work function. I call the name here is working as here. What is the profession he or she is? I'm saying the profession here, and at what company I have given here. Okay, okay, and here also I say instead of she, I'm saying the name. So that's it. Okay, fine. So now I want to get the input for this because for these three variables, I don't have the input. I want to give the input at the time of creating the object. So this is the thing, sorry. So this is the thing, P1 for the, my class name is person. So this is a syntax for creating the instance for the class. My object name is P1 equal to my class name. Let us see how I get input. So P1 dot, what are all the my attributes name? The first one is name, right? Name. So P1 dot name equal to, here I'm giving the name. Okay. What is the name I'm giving? I'm saying it is Sam. Okay. And next, I'm saying what is the gender. So I say P1 dot gender. Gender is, I'm saying it is female. Okay. And here I say P1 dot, what's that? Profession. So profession. Okay. So put it here. So profession is, I'm saying he's a Sam female. So I'm saying she is a web designer. Or I say she is a Python developer. Python developer. And I've given input for these three attributes, and I'm calling for the remaining function. What are all the functions I have inside the class? One is work function, another one is study function. I'm calling, so this is the function. I mean, I'm calling the function here. Okay, using this object, I'm calling the function. So that's it. For the person class, I have created only one object that is known as P1. So using the P1, I have assigned the input for three attributes, and using the first object, I mean P1, I'm calling for the two functions. So that's it. Let us see how it is running. It's showing some error. Name is not defined. Name is not defined. Name error. Once again, once again. Let us see what is that error. Solve it. Can anybody guess what is the error here? Fine. It should be identified like self dot name, because here we are having for self. So self dot name. Let us run on it. Then also profession is not defined. Self dot name profession is not defined. Let us try with self dot profession. I think it is working. There is no error. Okay. See here, what input I gave. Sam is working as a Python developer at ABC company. Sam studies 2 hours a day. So it perfectly works. Okay. So is it clear for you? Any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts, ma? Can you please unmute yourself and then you can say how it is? Is it working? I mean, is it understandable? Is it clear? Rupam and Preeti ma'am have replied. There is no doubts. For others, we have gone through like step by step. We are seeing for class and object. See, for example, I have created only one object for this class. So now I want to create for one more object. And in that figure, we have saw for two objects. One is Jessa and another one is John. So I can create for the second object. So I put P2 as the object name. Okay, here I have created for the first object. Okay, here I have created for the first object, and this line I'm going to create an object. Object name is P2, and the class name is person. Okay, so that's it. So now P2 dot name, I'm going to give like John. Okay, and P2 dot gender. Gender is I could give like male, and P2 dot profession. Profession is a doctor. Doctor. So that's it. I call for using the P2. I call the work function, and using P2, I call for study function. Let me just run this. And can you see here? For Sam, it has printed 2 messages. And for the John, it has printed for 2 messages. Is it clear? See, it is a single class. See, the OOPS concept is completely like code reusability. I have only the single class, but I can create so many objects. So whatever code I used inside the class, I no need to repeat again and again. Once the class is created, you can create so many objects. So your code will be very simple. If you want to create 50 objects also, you can create and simply you can pass the input. But 50 times the code is not need to be repeat again and again. Okay, is it clear? This one is clear. Is there any doubts in this? Okay. Manisha, Rupam, ma'am, thank you. What about others? 20 are here. I think nearly 18 participants are there. Only 2 have replied. For others, is it clear? Sunita, ma'am. Thank you, Sunita, ma'am. Thank you, Sambal sir. Clear. Okay, fine. If it is clear, I could go for next. So that's it. So we have seen now what is class and what is object. So without this creating the object, your class will not come into the reality. Means it won't occupy any space in the memory. Your compiler will consider this class as a something which is unnecessarily written something. It won't consider. If you're writing only class inside the program, you're not creating object, and then you're running that program, your compiler, Python compiler will not even consider this class code. What you have written, what you have scribbled, it won't consider anything. Fine. It means it will not occupy even any space in the memory. So whatever it is, it has to store in the memory because this is a variable. If you are getting some input for the variable, it has to be stored in the memory somewhere. It has to be stored in the memory. But class is an imaginary one. It won't occupy any space in the memory. Once you create object for the class, this class will come into the existence. Like if you want to build the home, your home is an imaginary. But you need some objects to build a home like cement, water, like sand, bricks. So all things are needed to build a home, right? So that is known as objects. So object will bring your home into the reality. You can see your home. You can touch. You can live in that home. Okay. Similarly, once the object is created for the class, then only your class will come to the real-time entity. Object is a real-time entity or runtime entity. So now you will clearly understand what is class and what is object. Okay, fine. Let us see for other thing. So going for another concept is not possible to complete it. So in this itself, we see for some other thing, how to pass arguments inside the class. So that we can see now. Wait a minute. Let us see how to pass the arguments inside this. Once again. Okay, the task for you is I want to pass the parameter. See here I'm getting for 3 inputs, right? So these 3 inputs have to be assigned here itself. Is it possible for you to do that? Can you try that? Can you try that? Okay, if you are not trying, then I could explain how to do that. Fine. For that, we need to use for init method. So init, see, there is a concept which is known as constructor. Okay. So see here the constructor is inside the Python. The constructor is the init method. Let us show you with the small example. Okay, I'll show you in this program itself. In the same program itself, I modify it. I'll show you here itself. We need to have for init method. See, you have this program as it is. I don't want to disturb this program. So once I end of the session, I give the same program to the ma'am for your practice. Okay, I'll take the same program now. Here we are giving the passing the input separately, but third type, I'm not going to pass the input separately. See what are all the things I'm going to change. Uh, okay. Hmm. Fine. Here I'm going to have for one function. The function name is known as define. Okay. So you need to put for two underscore init method and two underscore put it self. See this method you no need to call. See for this is also a method. If it is defined using the keyword. Okay, define keyword. So this is also the method, but this method you need to create object for the class. Using that object, you need to call it. But this method is like a constructor method in the Python. This method will call by itself. You no need to create object, or you no need to call this object separately. Once the object is created for this class, at the same time, this function will be automatically called. You no need the steps. You are creating the object which is known as P1. Using the P1, you are calling for work and study, but you no need to call for this init function. It will be called automatically. Okay. So we have uh, uh, two parameters, right? Name, three parameters. Name, what is that? Gender, and what is that? Next, third one is profession. Okay. And here I'm saying that self dot name. Okay, here we have used for self, right? So self dot name, and put a colon here. That's important. Self dot, I delete all this. Self dot name equal to name, and self dot age. Sorry, it is not age. Gender. Gender equal to gender. And self dot profession. But here, how I'm going to pass it? Name, gender, and this is going to be the profession. Let us see how the code works. If we have error in the code, we solve it by tomorrow. But at the time, we just work on it. Let me run and see it, whether it is having the error or not. It is having for error. What's that error? Missing one required positional argument, profession. Yes, I here I didn't before comma. Yeah, it is working perfectly. See here. I pass the parameter. Can you see here? This class, see, you are created object P1. Okay. Actually, inside this class, we have three functions. This is the first function, this is the second function, and this is the third function. This function is considered as constructor in Python. See, in Java, we say this is a constructor. Constructor function will call by itself. You no need to call using the object. So we created P1 here. So this is the object. We are calling for this work function and study function. But this init function will call by itself at the time of creating object for the class. I mean, when you are doing this step itself, this init method is called. Okay. When you are creating, this is your class, right? When you are creating object for the class, that time itself, this init method will be called. Okay. You no need to call it separately using that object. So that is the point I'm coming to say. It perfectly works. See, I have created, see, your class is having for three arguments because init is consist of three arguments. What are all those arguments? Name, gender, and profession. So you are passing name here, gender, profession. So these three inputs are assigned here. Okay, these three inputs, self dot name is equal to this name. This name is assigned here. Okay, to self dot name. This gender is assigned here to the self dot gender. This profession is assigned here to the self dot profession. I hope you are clear in it. Is it clear, ma? If you are not understandable this program, tomorrow I will explain this program once again. Is it clear? Sai, ma'am, it is 7, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Huh? Okay. If you have any
1
doubts, you carry on. We will see this detailedly by tomorrow. And
Okay,
I'll
ma'am.
share these codes to you. I will share to Sai ma'am and she will share in your group. I will do it immediately. Within 10 minutes, you will get all the codes in a notepad.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. You please give for the other days also, ma'am, whenever
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
going.
definitely I'll do, ma'am. I'll do that.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. If
And
possible, I'll do it by today itself. Hmm.
okay.
Okay.
I uh, okay, ma'am. 1 minute.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, ma'am,
Thank
for
you. Thank you so
teaching
much.
us object-oriented programming concepts in Python. You have dealt with classes and objects, constructor method, access to class members, code examples, and also the other 6 pillars of hoops like class, object, data abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Inheritance.
It was very
Thank you
interesting
so
to
much, ma'am.
teach. Thank you so much, ma'am. And as requested by the participants, we have 2 more sessions on Thursday and Friday in these hoops.
Yes, ma'am. And tomorrow
Bonus
we are not having
session.
classes. So
Tomorrow we are
tomorrow
not
we don't
having
have classes.
classes. The same
Okay,
hoops will be
we should come
continued
back on Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you,
okay, ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So thank you all of you. This, as requested by the participants, this hoops session will be continued on Thursday and Friday. Because of your interest, we are organizing this today program for you. Extra classes. Okay. Yes. Whenever ma'am share the material, I'll be sharing to your mail. Okay. Thank you very much. You can leave the session. Thank you. Thank you, Preeta. Thank you.